After years of fiery explosions, public skepticism, and costly trial and error, Elon Musk finally witnessed the moment that would redefine modern spaceflight. On a clear evening along Florida's Space Coast, engineers, technicians, and executives at SpaceX watched anxiously as a slender white rocket booster descended from the sky, engines reigniting in a carefully choreographed sequence. Moments later, it touched down upright on solid ground, marking a historic milestone that many had once dismissed as impossible. The successful landing of the Falcon 9 first stage was more than a technical triumph, it was a symbolic victory for persistence. For years, SpaceX had attempted to land its boosters vertically after launch, an audacious plan rooted in Musk's belief that rockets should be reusable, much like airplanes. Each failed attempt, whether it ended in a dramatic ocean crash or a fiery explosion on a drone ship, became a viral spectacle. Critics questioned whether the ambition outpaced the engineering. Musk himself often took to social media to admit setbacks, sometimes with humor, sometimes with frustration, but always with unwavering determination. The road to that breakthrough was paved with failures that tested the company's resilience. Early landing attempts resulted in toppled boosters, legs collapsing upon touchdown, or guidance systems veering off course at the final seconds. Every failure was analyzed frame by frame. Engineers pored over telemetry data, recalibrated software, reinforced landing legs, and refined engine control systems. What seemed to outsiders like repeated defeat was, inside SpaceX headquarters in Hawthorne, California, a cycle of rapid learning and iteration. Musk's insistence on vertical landing technology was not merely about spectacle. Traditional expendable rockets are discarded after a single flight, with first stages plunging into the ocean. The cost of building new rockets for every mission has historically driven launch prices into the tens or hundreds of millions of dollars. Musk argued that true progress in space exploration required reusability to slash costs and increase launch frequency. The economic model of space travel, he believed, depended on recovering and reflying hardware reliably. That night, as the rocket descended through the atmosphere, the tension was palpable. The booster had already completed its primary task, delivering its payload into orbit. Now it had to survive re-entry, enduring extreme heat and aerodynamic forces before performing a precise landing burn. Observers at the landing zone could hear the thunderous roar of the engines as they reignited, slowing the rocket's descent. When the booster's legs deployed and it settled onto the landing pad, applause erupted in mission control. Musk later described the moment as surreal, the culmination of years of risk and belief. The success sent shockwaves through the aerospace industry. Established space agencies and contractors had long operated under different assumptions about cost structures and feasibility. The demonstration of controlled vertical landing showed that reusable orbital-class rockets were not science fiction. Soon after, SpaceX would prove not only that it could land boosters, but that it could refurbish and relaunch them. Repeat flights became increasingly routine, and confidence in the system grew with each mission. Beyond the technical achievement, the landing represented a philosophical shift. It challenged the conventional pace of aerospace development, which often unfolds over decades. SpaceX embraced rapid prototyping and frequent testing, accepting public failures as part of innovation. Musk's leadership style, bold, sometimes controversial, always high risk, became closely associated with the company's identity. The spectacle of rockets exploding on landing attempts did not deter him, instead, they became stepping stones toward mastery. The implications extended beyond commercial satellite launches. Reusability laid the groundwork for more ambitious programs, including deep space missions and human spaceflight. By driving down launch costs, SpaceX positioned itself as a central player in resupplying the International Space Station and later transporting astronauts. The ability to land and reuse boosters multiple times increased reliability while accelerating the cadence of launches. Industry analysts noted that the breakthrough also reshaped global competition. Other spacefaring nations and private companies began investing more heavily in reusable launch systems. What had once been considered a risky gamble became the new standard. SpaceX's success forced competitors to rethink strategies and spurred a wave of innovation across the sector. For Musk personally, the landing was vindication. Years earlier, he had poured his own fortune into the company during periods of financial uncertainty. At one point, SpaceX faced the possibility of collapse after consecutive launch failures. The successful landing underscored not only technological progress but survival. It reinforced Musk's broader vision of making humanity a multiplanetary species, a goal he frequently articulates as central to SpaceX's mission. Public reaction blended awe with admiration. Social media filled with clips of the vertical descent, often accompanied by celebratory commentary. The image of a rocket returning from space to stand upright on Earth became emblematic of a new era in exploration. It was a reminder that persistence in the face of visible failure can ultimately yield transformative results. As SpaceX continued refining its technology, landings became increasingly precise, including at sea aboard autonomous drone ships stationed hundreds of miles offshore. The dramatic scenes of boosters descending onto floating platforms further cemented the company's reputation for engineering daring. Each success reduced costs and strengthened confidence in reusable systems. The historic landing also sparked renewed interest in space among younger generations. Engineers, students, and aspiring astronauts saw in that moment a tangible example of innovation overcoming skepticism. Universities reported heightened enthusiasm for aerospace studies. The event became a case study in entrepreneurship courses, highlighting how calculated risk-taking and iterative design can disrupt even the most entrenched industries. Looking back, the years of failed landings appear less like missteps and more like chapters in a larger narrative of experimentation. The public explosions that once fueled doubt now serve as contrast to the elegant touchdown that changed perceptions. The journey from repeated setbacks to triumphant landing reflects a broader lesson about ambition in science and technology. Breakthroughs often emerge from persistence through visible failure. Today, reusable rockets are no longer novel. They are expected. SpaceX's fleet of Falcon 9 boosters has completed numerous reflights, validating the economic model Musk championed. The once unthinkable image of a rocket landing upright has become almost routine, a testament to how quickly innovation can redefine norms. The night that booster touched down safely will remain etched in aerospace history. It marked not just a technical achievement but a shift in possibility. For Elon Musk and SpaceX, it was proof that relentless experimentation, even under public scrutiny, could achieve what many believed unattainable. The echo of applause in mission control that evening signaled more than celebration, it heralded the dawn of a reusable space age.